Disclaimer: we do not support any sexy activities through this video, and if you are an adult, then watch this video, otherwise the intensity of your hormones might increase, which you should not tolerate near porn. So today we are going to talk about the most controversial movie of 1975, which is banned in modern 10 countries, which was based on a donated Divine Comedy poem. So this movie has been basically divided into 4 parts, but I also don't know why this has been done, so shoot him. So if we come to our story, the story starts straight from its first part, Anti-Inferno, where we are 4 sisters. And why I am giving them these titles you will get to know later, and these 4 men are holding different posts where there is a president, a duke, a bishop, and a magistrate. So let me tell you that in 1944, after the Second World War, they got rule over Italy, after which we are shown how they take bribes from each other's girls to satisfy their spiritual needs. Then we see these 4 faggots signing a book according to which they will say such bad things that even their fathers are abusing them, because they believed that if they do this then they can go closer to the devil, and for fulfilling which they find 4 young men with the help of their guards. After that they recruit them in their security, and then they bring these 9 boys by turban. And then they ask them to undress, and when a man is asking them to do it, they kill him by shooting him and ask, "Where are you going now, you asshole?" And then they bring 9 girls and make them naked as well. Then we see Eva's mother rescuing Eva and running away, after which the security guards of those 4 men also start chasing them and hear Eva's. She realizes that she cannot escape from them, and both of them try to escape where her mother dies, but they catch hold of Eva and save her, and in this way now there were 8 boys and 9 girls left in her mansion. So this way the first part of this cult movie ends, and let's talk about the second part, i.e. Circle of Maniacs, and this part is also based on the poem Dantar de Divine. As soon as this part starts, we see those 4 elders bringing 4 prostitutes to the mansion where, and also those 7 slaves were already present, and they order those prostitutes to bring them one by one to those 7 slaves. So that after listening to these stories, the slaves start masturbating among themselves, and then we come to know that the 4 daughter fuckers themselves don't follow the law, and they are making laws for these 17 slaves according to which any slave of the same gender as them can master the law. They cannot make any noise, and during this time all these slaves will have to remain naked, and neither can they take the name of God, nor can they do any mistake. And then she starts telling them about all the customers of her life, due to which the slaves have to face a lot of trouble. But all 4 of them become very excited and take any male or female slave to the room from time to time to give them food. And then, motivated by the story of this prostitute, the magistrate asks a girl to masturbate, and since the girl is very young, she does not know what masturbation is, and he forces her to do it. People start talking, and being annoyed by all this, she somehow manages to escape from there, and then some guards along with the magistrate start chasing her, and later on the guards catch her, and now what they will do with her, we will see later. Then we see Sabi cooking food in a room, and then a guard asks a girl to pick up the ring lying on the floor, and taking advantage of this, he keeps his stuff in her things. And seeing the action on it, I don't know how much the old man is so mischievous that he takes both his apples and gives them to that man and says, "Cut this too," which means you are understanding that these are not such gifts that anyone will accept. Bali may be male or female. After this, the 4 prostitutes tell those 4 elders that they will have to teach them the process of masturbating because we are born teachers, and then she brings a dummy and asks the female slaves to shake it. And then we see the same girl who was asked to bet with the master and the magistrate, and after she ran away, guards caught her, and then we see that girl's deputy who was strangled to death by them. And he also warns all the slaves that if anyone tries to cross the river from here, then the same fate will befall them. And then we see the vegetarian who lifts his buttocks from his face and says that now we have to get one more scum from this. Both of them get married, and after that they are left in a room to flirt with each other, and when both of them agree to this and start flirting, 2 of the 4 men start yelling at them from behind. Then after that both these elders start completing this act with both of them. After that these 4 elders start treating those female slaves like ducks. They feed them like ducks, and when a girl does not eat then they feed her. Due to whose buzz blood starts coming out of his mouth too. Now let us explain its third part, which was named Circle of Shit. So this part can be very disgusting, and if you are weak-hearted then you can skip this part. But I will recommend you to watch this video completely. So friends, now the third part starts where the second prostitute named Signora Maggie comes. And now she starts telling everyone about herself. She tells that once she had to obey her mother, on which the magistrate starts saying with his intelligent mind that one has to make sacrifices and such people are fools. Then Eva, whose mother had tried to save him by sacrificing her life in the beginning of the movie, starts crying remembering her mother, on which the magistrate gets very angry, and now Eva even starts taking the name of God, which was a very big sin in the eyes of those pimps, and now the angry magistrate opens his pajama and spreads it right there in front of everyone, and now he asks Eva to eat it. Completely Eva has to do this disgusting thing, and after watching this scene I also remember one line of Deepak Kalal, "Leave the tree." And then these 4 elders started giving the same thing to eat to the slaves every day, and they themselves also started eating the same thing. Even they were given the same thing in breakfast, and the one who did not eat it, his name was written in a register that in the last he would be given the most. And here I cannot explain to you how disgusting this was, which had not even come to the mind of these 4 elders. And in this way they will serve this and eat it every day, and in this way, being inspired by the words of the second prostitute, sometimes they beat someone or sometimes they ask someone to have peace on them. And one night these 4 dictators start watching the backs of all their slaves, where their plan was that they would give the goods to the one whose back was most attractive. Where they like the bag of a girl, and when they fire the gun to shoot her, the bullets do not fire, on which the dictator tells the slave that we are going to give you an even more terrible pleasure. After this all 4 slaves marry their guards or slaves while showing their sex, and then one slave tells a dictator that your rules are being broken in this mansion, on which that dictator goes and sees 2 girls sleeping together, and according to the rules of these slaves, no slave could sleep together, on which the dictator points a gun at them, on which the girls tell them that there is one more slave who sleeps with a maid, and the 4 dictators go there and catch him. Then all 4 of them shoot and give the goods to that slave as well as to that maid, and now those 4 pimps give a shit to all the remaining slaves. And this is where this 3rd part also ends. Now we will explain its 4th part, which is Circle of Blood, where we see one of those 4 dictators sitting on a chair. And from a distance he sees the remaining 3 dictators torturing the slave outside the window and the 4 guards appointed by these dictators. So 2 of those guards will always be there to protect the dictator sitting on the chair, and the rebel 2 remaining guards will torture those slaves along with those 3 dictators outside. Then after the first dictator's turn is over, the second dictator comes and sits on that chair and starts torturing the other 3 slaves, where the dictators cut off the penis of the males, cut off the breasts of the females, and cut off the eyes of some. While doing this, now the dead dictator comes and sits on the chair, and now those 3 dictators who were in the field kill all the slaves one by one and start doing their stupid dance. And then we see the 2 girls who were inside the mansion dancing, and our story ends here. That is all I can show in today's video, and please like this video with the 3rd point hanging above. And give me a hug, because while narrating this story I have also reached the state of Abhalani, and to repeat this process I will have to go to the bars.